Oh hello everyone, it's Angus, just back from an invigorating Sumatran blood spa with my life mate Toto. Anyway, the boys wanted me to tell you that this week's episode is a compilation from previous episodes. They'll be back soon with new material. Until then, enjoy the very first Sushi Jackknife best of chosen by our esteemed panel of unabridged trolls.
Sushi Jackknife, 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 Sushi Jackknife.
And they're off. What did you say? Velvet Knuckles badly?
Velvet Knuckles. That would be my boxing name.
That would be your boxing name.
Yeah, I punch hard.
Yeah.
But so smooth. So smooth.
Hard but smooth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
I'm good with that. Yeah.
Tell Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm next up.
God.
I don't think I'm in his weight class. I'm going to have to exercise a lot more before I get there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Velvet Knuckles. Oh
Velvet Knuckles.
Just the tap of those velvet knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
The sweet, sweet caress of those velvet knuckles.
So, can I tell you something?
I would love that.
I'm very pessimistic about this episode of the podcast.
Why?
On the way here, I was driving down the road, just driving, moving my steering wheel like I'm on a TV show with two hands and they move way too much. And
you were all over the road.
It was a disaster. And a black cat went right in front of me.
Ooh. I don't know what the finale of Full House was. What was
the finale of Full House, Michelle Tanner, little Michelle Tanner.
Yeah.
It's a two-parter. She fell off her horse, hit her head, amnesia.
Oh, no.
But then she regains her memory by the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she hadn't regained her memory, I would consider that one of the greatest finales of all time.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Full House just went super gritty all of a sudden.
Yeah. At the very end, the last thing.
Like, it just gets real.
Yeah, she could lose all her memories and then... and then you could have a montage episode. They could be all telling her about
they
her
did that.
They
I
did
believe
do that.
they did do that.
All right, well... Clearly, I was on the writing staff of Full House as a 6-year-old.
Well, I think you could have been on the writing staff of Full House as a 6-year-old. You know they're bringing that back, by the way.
I heard about that, yeah.
So,
along with everything else, but yeah.
How long till they reboot Family Matters?
Oh, maybe 3 years.
And there's got to be a new Urkel.
Yeah.
Like they get what's his face to play Urkel, but
the guy who
Urkel
originally
has a
played
son
Urkel. Yeah.
that is equally Urkel-y.
Son of Urkel.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds terrible. I'm just
Son
going to
of
say
Urkel.
that right now. That sounds awful.
Yeah, so it will definitely happen then.
Well, you could play with the you could play with it a little bit too. Maybe now he's like a something. Maybe now he's some sort of transgendered robot or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. We're in the writing room.
You know what? I don't hate it. It could be worse.
Really? Because there was that other show. Do you remember this? I think it's older. About the little girl who was a robot.
Oh,
I don't remember the name of the show.
It's from the 80s.
Yep. She has like tapes and stuff in her back, and like
I've only seen one episode.
You know
of
what
it,
I'm talking about,
and
though.
it's the single weirdest.
It's very strange.
Like for a network television show.
Yeah, and she always had to wear these really thick sweaters because she had all these gears and stuff in her back, and
robots always have to wear sweaters.
yeah, I think she had to be calibrated or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna really bug me. But I don't even know what you would Google to Google that.
Yeah.
Show about Robot Girl
from 80s.
Here, I'm gonna give this a shot.
Do that and see what comes of it.
Show about Robot Girl.
I feel like that was on the same time as like Mr. Belvedere. And I used to watch this show with my grandmother. Let's talk about. Go ahead.
You're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
I typed show about robot.
Yeah.
The second thing that pops up is Robot Girl.
Is that right? Wow, we have our pulse. No.
Small Wonder.
That's it. Small Wonder.
Not only did it pull it up, it pulled up clips. The
No
IMDb
way.
page.
Wow. Small. So okay, this is on people's minds. I was going to say we had our pulse on the finger, but that is the other way around.
Right.
That's how you would say that. Mm-hmm. Our finger on the pulse. I feel like that show was on at the same time as like Mr. Belvedere and maybe Charles in Charge and all that business. And then there was this other show that I remember watching with my grandma. I think it was an older show, but I used to stay with my grandma in the summers, and she worked at this dry cleaners. And so we would like sit around this like glass top table and watch TV a lot. And there was this show called Dear John. I think it might have been from the 70s. And the whole premise of this show is that this man has a wife, and she writes him a Dear John letter, saying,
Right.
I'm leaving. And the song is like, by the time you hear the letter, I'll be gone.
Oh, I've heard the song.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dear John.
It's wildly unpleasant.
It's very sad and not good. So it's the show about this like mopey guy. It sticks out in my mind. I don't know why.
So the entire show was just this guy's wife left him.
I think he's rebuilding his life from there or something. Yeah, it's kind of like the end at the beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like he's building a new life, and maybe that's what the show is. But I honestly don't remember much of it.
It doesn't sound very memorable.
No, it was kind of, especially as a child, it was rather unpleasant to
Now,
view.
how old were you when you were watching this?
Oh God, maybe 9.
This explains so much about you.
Does it?
As a 9-year-old, you're just hanging out in laundromats watching shows about people having their hearts ripped out of their chest. Just destroyed emotionally.
Yeah.
And you're just 9-year-old you just sitting there going, by the time you hear this dear John.
What does it explain about me? What about me?
It just explains so much.
What about me is indicative of
Well,
it?
I don't know. I'm not a psychologist.
Well, come on.
I'm just sure it has something to do with you as a person.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that, like, I have an intrinsic, darkness or
You're frequently
sadness.
drawn to laundromats.
So now I think we should just switch into car talk mode.
Okay.
Well, let's take a call.
Okay.
Hello, you're listening to Car Talk.
Hi, I have a Honda Prelude, and when I get in the car, it doesn't do the car thing I want it to do.
Okay, do you think you could describe the problem a little more in detail for me?
Yeah, I step on the pedal,
Uh-huh.
and it doesn't do the car thing.
Okay, you mean it doesn't go forward?
It's not carring.
It's not moving?
It's not carring anywhere.
Okay, when you say carring, I just want to kind of decode you a little bit here for the listening audience.
Yeah, it's not carring.
Okay, and what gear do you put it in?
Car.
So, I think that popped into my head because I was listening to NPR on the way to your house and earlier, and Car Talk came on, and then I remembered that one of them died.
Yeah, when I heard that one of them died, that's one of the very few mild celebrity. They're not really celebrities, whatever they are. Death
personalities.
Yeah, where it was like actually upsetting, at least slightly. I mean, it's not terribly surprising. He wasn't a young
man,
but you're like, oh, that's a bummer. There's a lot of celebrity things like that where you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like when Whitney Houston died, I'll be honest, my first reaction was, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that seems
that was
accurate.
going to happen sometime.
But yeah.
Yeah.
This week, speaking of celebrity deaths.
Ooh, is this going to be a regular segment?
No.
Okay.
No. And as a podcast person, I've encountered this individual many times on many podcasts. Harris Whittles.
I don't know who that is.
So he was an executive producer.
Okay.
On Parks and Recreation.
The television show?
Yes, the television program.
Got it.
And then basically was a guest on every podcast I ever listened to all the time.
Really?
Somehow.
That's interesting.
Anyway, but he died this week.
What happened to him?
Overdose, probably.
Oh no.
It's a really interesting podcast, and everyone should go listen to this. There are 2 episodes of You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes.
I've heard of the show. I haven't listened to the show.
With him on it.
Okay.
The first one, he talks about how he doesn't feel like he has a problem with drugs. Then the second one, he talks about how he realized he had a problem with drugs and went into rehab.
Oh.
It's a very interesting. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was another
progression.
Bummer. That was another bummer one where I heard that and went, oh.
Yeah. You remember Mitch Hedberg?
Yeah, that was a bummer one.
I was sad when he died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is along the same lines because they both were like the one-liner comedians. He did a lot of one-liners.
Okay.
Or very cheesy word jokes, which I'm, as a word fan.
You're fond of those.
I love words.
You are fond of those.
Mm-hmm. Linguistics. Anyway, so that's a bummer.
Linguistics should be the subtitle for our...
Linguistics.
That's the category we're in. In iTunes. Wordplay.
We've been looking for a good linguistics podcast.
Yeah.
No, Sushi Jackknife, number 32 in linguistic podcast. There's only 30 of them.
I love it.
Somehow Dead Air has beaten them in 2 different spots.
The White Noise Show with your host, Mr. Smith.
Actually, I would probably listen to that occasionally.
The White Noise Show?
Yeah.
Only if he did something different every time. You know
different
what I mean?
white noises?
Yeah, like he'd have to shake it up somehow. I don't know exactly what that would look like, but there'd have to be something there.
What if it was not white noises, but ambient noises?
Ambient noises, yeah, definitely.
So, like, one is just like an hour and a half of rain.
I like that idea.
And then another one is like an hour and a half of water running.
Yeah.
Basically, all the ideas I have involve water.
Okay.
So
that's fun.
An hour and a half of an aquarium.
Solitary bubbles.
Hour and a half of someone
top
drinking
and
water.
explode.
Just
That would not be relaxing to me. That right now, that's bothering
for an
me.
hour and a half.
That's terrible. That's a horrible idea. Why would you ever say that? I like maybe birds chirping, like.
That's not gonna. No one's gonna listen to that.
No.
No, there's no water involved.
Well, you do the water. I'll do the caca.
What is this? Like a duck or?
This is a river flowing through a jungle.
Okay.
It's sort of meandering through the jungle.
Let me get into character here.
Okay.
If I were jungle river water. Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, are you doing bird noises?
Yeah, I'll do bird noises.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
See, I think that's perfect.
No, just a little more. Just a little more.
Why is the bird questioning? Caca? No, caca. Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard.
we're so far off the rails today.
I was gonna say that there was a tiger, and then
I was hoping it was the chupacabra.
Well, it could be that.
The chupacabra. It seems like people who like red vines are really gung ho, and you say Twizzler, and they want to stab you.
Yeah, like. Is it a regional thing? Because I grew up with Twizzler and I didn't see red vine. Every time I ever had a red vine, it was like a dried out Twizzler.
Right.
Is that how you feel about them? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that I have heard a few people go crazy about them, but I felt like those were the people I couldn't relate to.
Well, no, I'm not friends with any of them. I immediately cut them out of my life if I find out this is the case.
These were the same people that in high school, and I used this as a benchmark for people. Mm-hmm. Would on pizza day,
right?
You get your square of pizza. They would literally spoon ladle after ladle of ranch dressing onto their plate. And I always thought that they were the worst people.
Those are bad people.
If I could think of all the heavy ranchers that I knew, not the jolly ranchers. The heavy ranchers.
Some of them were probably jolly.
Yeah. They were
Jovial ranchers.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I think most of them are still kind of doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
They're keeping that hidden valley not so hidden.
This is a stereotype I'm creating now based off of those people.
Great.
All of those people that dipped their school pizza in ranch are the ones who've kept Nickelback in business. Based on the people I know, they're the only ones buying the Nickelback albums, and they're buying like 10, 12, 15 of them at a time.
It's Nickelback, Trapped, and what was that other band? What was that band? You know him.
I'm sure I do.
You love him.
Creed?
Yeah, it's Creed, Nickelback, and Trapped on the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing tour.
Yeah, there we go.
They're hitting like major cities like Cincinnati.
Lot of leather cuffs at that at that concert. A lot of big leather cuffs.
Trendsetter that he was, Elvis. Okay, I was watching a little bit of the Elvis's Back special this week from like 68.
Right.
Leather cuff. Of course, he was wearing all leather in that. This is the black leather. This is like the proto jumpsuit. But he was still, a fit man.
Okay, so he was fit at that point.
He definitely was. But he had it was an all leather jumpsuit and a leather cuff. He pulled it off.
In situations like that, do you have a special leather tailor?
Oh, I think so.
That knows well, the leather will give this much, so we can...
we got some play here, not so much here.
A little bit of leather play.
Yeah, I think they're called a leather luthier.
Leather luthier.
Yeah, as if you were going to make a guitar out of leather. That would be who you would go to.
Man, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Leather guitar.
Yeah.
You'd sell 1 million of them. Mostly to the people who are dipping pizza in ranch.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You got to get your target market down here. I mean, if we're going to do, sort of research and maybe focus group this thing a little bit, that's the crowd we need to shoot for at the beginning, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're very loyal.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've been doing the same thing forever.
Yeah.
And
specifically, I want the conspiracy theory about Tupac faking his death to be true. Have you heard this one?
Not really in detail. I mean, I've heard glimmers of it.
Okay, so have you ever heard about Machiavelli?
Like the prince?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he faked his death, according to legend.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I remember that. Yeah.
So he faked his death. So there's all this stuff about how Tupac told everyone he was going to fake his death.
Okay.
He changed his rap name to Machiavelli.
What?
He has all... I can't even remember all of the signs now. But he in one of the songs, he talked about how he would come back years later and all this. And they have a specific date where people are like, okay, well, this is when he's going to come back.
Tupac.
Yeah. No, he's super dead. Like, none of this is happening.
Okay.
But how great would that be?
Oh, that would be so great. Yeah.
Like, if he specifically faked his own death and told everyone he was doing it.
Absolutely.
And then came back and went, I'm Tupac, I'm back.
At what point did he change his rap name to Machiavelli? I don't remember that.
It was just a thing he did, apparently.
Before he died.
Know. Yeah.
Well, of course, before he died.
Yeah.
But
like his last album, I think it was still... It may have still been listed as Tupac, but I think he called himself Machiavelli in it.
On the whole thing?
I think so.
That's really interesting. That's
so
really
how much
interesting.
how great would that be if that was true?
Yeah.
Or I watched a TV show about what I can't even think of. George Washington was one of them. They planned Washington D.C.
The founders?
No, well...
Oh. You're talking about the Masons?
Yes, Masons.
The founders.
I mean, you're correct.
Yes, I am correct. The Masons, the Freemasons.
I want so many of those conspiracy theories to be true too.
Speaking of,
here's the cover of his last album.
Oh, it totally says Machiavelli, but
it's misspelled because
Makaveli.
Fun fact:
That's interesting.
Rappers in the '90s didn't like to spell correctly. they hate grammar and spelling.
It was partially on that label as well. Machiavelli as a label in Death Row and Interscope.
Right.
Producer Machiavelli, executive.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. This is crazy.
So,
wow.
I hope that he's not really dead, but I know he's really dead.
And on the cover, he's like on a cross.
Yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
That album, I've never actually listened to it. Let me start there because I don't like Tupac, and I know
you just like to think about him.
Everyone that likes rap music goes, "No, you gotta like Tupac." You don't have to like Tupac.
You don't have to like anything.
No, stop
I'm here to
it.
tell you, you don't have to like anything.
But and this is getting way off of what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's all right.
The theory of the album, like his plan on it, it's called the 7-day theory.
Okay.
They did everything in 7 days.
The whole record?
I think he even wrote all of the lyrics in 7 days.
Wow, that's
the
intense.
album was completely finished in a total of 7 days. The lyrics were written and recorded in only 3 days.
Wow.
And mixing took 4 days.
That's really intense.
All in a week.
That's crazy, dude.
It is not his most popular album.
I can imagine why. I can totally imagine why.
Anyway. But, so that's an interesting idea for an album.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But
we could do that.
Knowing I don't really like Tupac, I really don't want to listen to an album that it was like Tupac just like half thinking about everything. Just, here we go.
Yeah, whatever.
So
just go with it, man. Just go with it. That, you know that had to be the...
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be totally fine. No one cares. Yeah.
I'm going to come back in like 30 years and fix it anyway, so don't worry about it.
It's definitely an appealing idea, though.
Yeah.
What if he did come back? How would that change things now?
It wouldn't.
Do you think he would like murder like...
He'd come back and shoot Suge Knight.
Yeah.
That's what would happen. And everyone would go, yeah, that seems right.
I was going to say maybe he'd come back and shoot the Black Eyed Peas.
No.
Or
he probably wouldn't even waste a bullet with the Black Eyed Peas. They haven't earned it.
I love that it's a bullet for all of the Black Eyed Peas.
Well, I mean, really, you take out either Fergie or Will.i.am, and you're done.
You're done, yeah. Who are the other guys?
They are there.
Yeah.
They exist.
That's my rap name. I'm here. I are here.
I don't know that they ever even make noises.
They do.
Do they harmonize?
Yeah, they do something.
Is that...
They'll take a verse and stuff here and there. I've heard it. I've heard it happen.
That's a job I want. I want to be like the fifth Black Eyed Pea.
In the Black Eyed Pod.
Right. Like the other four.
There's a podcast name. I'm sorry.
The Black Eyed Pod.
It's dedicated to the Black Eyed Peas.
I want to be in the Black Eyed Peas, and the order of importance is Will.i.am, Fergie.
Yeah.
The other two in some order. I don't know
the
what
Asian
they
guy
do.
And the other black guy.
Yeah. And then me.
The white guy.
So like they might occasionally get a verse, and I just stand in the background with a tambourine the whole time, just dancing around.
It's not even a tambourine anymore. It's like a sample of a tambourine. So you just hit a button.
Right.
It goes. Shh.
I'm just pushing the button over and over. Yeah.
I love this idea.
Occasionally, I get to just shout like a random noise into the mic. I don't know how you get in touch with Will.i.am, but if someone could do that, that would be great.
I think he only accepts letters, like snail mail letters.
Telegrams.
Yeah. Fax.
Yes.
You can only get in touch with Will.i.am through
Mr.
fax.
Will.i.am, stop. We have a new band member for you, stop. Very good at tambourine button pushing, stop.
Also white.
Yes.
Stop.
Diversity. They're all about diversity.
They are all about diversity. Yeah.
I mean, they're
a diverse group. So, you know, I've been watching a lot of James Bond.
Yeah.
There's one movie, and I don't remember which one it is, where he gets a message to his watch.
Okay.
And it prints out the side like a little note. Prints out the side of the watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
It would. But it's like not practical at all, right?
No.
Like it's like
Oh, it's a terrible idea.
you get the little message, you have to tear it off, which is just it's so tactile, it's so appealing. I like that part, you know?
Can you imagine now with all the smartwatches coming out?
Yeah.
If you got a watch that did that, so everyone else is looking at their watch going, oh, well, my heart rate is blah, blah, blah. And you go, oh, let me check mine. And then just it slowly prints.
Whatever information you ask of it. So you
yeah, it's 75.
You throw it away. Toss it on the ground. That would be great if all the litter around, like cigarette butts, were no longer like the number one litter, but it was just these little ticker tapes from watches.
They look like little fortunes from fortune cookies.
Right. Like, you ever find a receipt or like a checkout receipt in either from the grocery store or like in a library book, you find like someone's receipt for checking it, and you like try to put together a picture about them in your head?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, oh, Jane Dawson, she is watching Le Chocolat, and she's reading J.K. Rowling, and she's listening to salsa music.
And she's a very sad person, and that's why she has a bag of cat food and three frozen lasagnas.
Oh, we found both things of hers. We found her grocery receipt and her library. Are we the NSA?
Quick rap story, by the way.
I love it.
Now that we've talked about the hip hop.
Do you know every time we talk about rap, that's my favorite Sushi Jackknife time?
Really?
Yeah, it kind of is.
That's interesting.
Because
how often have we talked about rap a lot?
At least once. Yeah, and I reminisce about it often. I sit in my bed at night, I look out at the stars in my windows, and I say, God, I want to hear Nathan talk about DMX again.
Oh, I'm not talking about DMX.
Who are we talking about today?
Well, there's a story. So sometimes...
Great.
Okay, so as we've established, I exercise.
Yes.
I do that now.
Yes.
I'm a healthy person.
And I, like Lieutenant Dan, exercise my arms.
There you go. I'm healthy-ish. We'll say I'm healthy-ish. So I need music while I work out. And I've discovered that literally the only music I can work out to is hip-hop.
Really?
Yeah. I can't work out to anything else because there'll be like tempo changes and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
You got to have... The best is anything by Dr. Dre. Like he produces.
Perfect.
Because every single song he produced has the boom, 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 boom. That's the rhythm.
In like the same tempo. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Totally.
Anyway, so I got done working out the other day, and I was listening to the newest Childish Gambino album.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. Well, it's a Community.
Oh.
Donald Glover.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. He's also a musician. And in my opinion, a good musician. That's just my opinion.
Great.
Whatever.
Great.
People will argue with me.
Listen.
But I'm
point
right.
to point.
I'm right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I didn't, like, I wasn't done listening to the album, and I like to listen to albums all the way through. So I just kept my earbuds in, walked out of the gym, walked to my car, was listening in my car. What happens occasionally when I'm listening is I tend to rap along.
You're kidding.
Just a little.
Like while you're on the treadmill?
Right. Well, no, not on the treadmill.
Oh, in your car?
No, in the car.
In your car.
In the
Okay.
car.
All right.
So I'm driving home, and there's a lot of traffic, because there's always a lot of traffic in Nashville for some reason.
Please stop moving here.
I know, it's really...
It's obnoxious at this
At least
point.
let us build some lanes before you show up.
Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's better.
Sure.
We'll just lie to you.
Yeah. So traffic had slowed down, and we got to a point in the song Sweatpants where he is rapping, dare we say, quickly. There's
Okay.
a lot of words in a row.
It's like a barrage of
So
a linguistic barrage.
right. So I'm doing the thing that I do in the car. I'm matching him word for word. I'm nailing it. And out of the corner of my eye, I see the car next to me, and it's just this old guy in a Lexus, like late 50s, kind of just sitting there looking at me like this, just just the skeptical scowl.
Very confused eyes. Yeah.
And I have no idea why. I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
So I just keep going and then realize that to him, it looks like I am just ranting at my steering wheel.
To no one.
Right. And I mean, I'm driving 92 Ford Explorer. He knows it's not Bluetooth. So I'm just ranting in my car so many words in a row that he's probably concerned that I'm going to have a stroke.
Yeah.
Well, then that part of the song ended. The song is over, but I had a tough decision to make. Like, do I just stop there and make it even weirder? Or do I just keep looking like I'm ranting about things?
You're still waiting at the red light.
No, it's not. It's on the highway.
Oh, it's on the highway.
Yeah, I'm
he's
just
keeping,
waiting for...
He's keeping pace with
well,
you.
We're not moving.
I see.
It's
You're
a standstill.
you're in stop traffic. Okay.
So I just rewound the song and
Did it again?
Yeah, did it again.
Did he continue to sort of look that
He
way?
glanced every so
Yeah.
often as if he thought I was going to jump out of my vehicle and come after him.
Very white guy with glasses and a beard, just ranting.
Oh man,
in his Ford Explorer.
I don't want to brag, but I was destroying it too.
I bet you were.
I was destroying.
I bet you were.
If Donald had been there,
Yeah.
he would have been like, "Whoa,
Back the fuck up.
hey, this is my area."
Don't be taking the stage from me.
Right.
I don't know how Donald talks.
That's exactly how he.
Oh.
Don't you dare do that, sir.
He's
That's
very
how he-
he's very sort of robot like, yeah. Until he's got a beat behind him, and then he turns into just a musical phoenix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the moral of that story is, but
Weird people out in traffic? I think that's the moral. Yeah.
don't rap along with songs.
I once ran out into traffic for a hat.
A good hat?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
What kind of hat?
It was a sort of a ball cap
Okay.
from the Vans Warp Tour.
Oh.
Which I've never been to, but someone brought me the hat from.
I've been.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, it was okay.
I was gonna say it didn't.
Yeah.
It's always seemed a little
There's a
sweaty
lot
to me.
of like Fallout Boys stuff happening there.
Yeah, a lot of sweat.
So
A lot of kids. A lot of sweat. A lot of piercings.
Well, I was, to be fair, I was a kid at that point.
You were?
I was 16.
Okay.
Because the Warp Tour's been around.
It's been around a while. It is what it is at this point.
Anyway, still a lot of Fallout Boy there.
Yeah,
So.
they had some record that was like Save Rock and Roll or something.
Which is,
I didn't hear that record.
they're not the band I want to
save.
No,
dude.
If anyone's going to save rock and roll,
yeah,
Fallout Boy's towards the bottom of the list. They're
definitely
above Nickelback.
absolutely.
How many times have I trashed Nickelback in this episode?
At least 3 so far, but it's deserved. I mean, just keep it coming.
We need a counter on the wall
We
that
do,
just
yeah.
tallies
A sushi.
Nickelback insults.
By the way, if you have any great Nickelback insults, you can tweet us. It's at Sushi Jackknife, or you can tweet us individually. I'm at Justin L. Croft, and you're at Badlands Badly?
Yes.
Is that right?
Or you can just tweet Nickelback.
You could do that directly, and that would go right to... I'm sure they're depressed. Let's unpack this a little bit. I don't remember dude's name. Dude with the locks that sort of look like some sort of
He has a
dog's
name.
locks. He has a name,
yeah.
and he's singing like. And I think they're Canadian, actually.
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Thanks, Canada. Them.
We always get the
Bieber.
worst stuff. Like, Canada keeps the good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get Bieber and Nickelback, and
I liked Bare Naked Ladies. Yeah.
I think they took them back, though.
They did. They did. They reclaimed them.
Right.
Their career was rather short in terms of. You remember that song Brian Wilson that they did? It's a great song. Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson.
Oh,
did.
yeah.
It's a great song. It's a good song.
I don't
like that.
mind the Bare Naked
No,
Ladies.
me
It's a
neither.
great band name.
Did you know it is? Did you know that they cut a group vocal on every record in the nude, surrounding one microphone? Did you know that?
I didn't, and I didn't really want to know that.
Well, you can't erase it from your mind now.
Oh,
It's
man.
there, bro.
No, man.
Yeah.
So anytime you hear the Bare Naked Ladies singing together,
right? They're
just
in the
know
news.
their privates,
and that's
exposed.
a lot of man.
Yeah.
That's like 5 dudes in that band, all Canadian. None of them shave, I imagine.
And I'm assuming it's been a long day at the studio, so the vocal booth was
funky.
Yeah, it was probably not a good place to be.
There is this great Alan Toussaint, I don't know how you say it, song. He was a musician from New Orleans. There's this great song that he did called Everything I Do Gonna Be Funky From Now On. And it goes, everything I do gonna be funky from now on. Yeah, it's a great song.
I like that.
It's great. I'll have to play it for you. It's awesome.
We were in the car the other day, and we heard a song on the oldies station.
Oh yeah,
called I want to say it was called Funky Grandpa.
Oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah,
that's a thing. Yeah,
it was the most bizarre thing to ever just randomly witness.
Tell me about it.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
have you heard it?
I think I have. I don't recall it.
It's like rap before rapping existed.
Yeah.
And it's an older guy doing it, and it's all.
Have you ever heard the Blondie proto-rap song?
No.
It's like rap was beginning, like Grandmaster Flash and all that stuff was taken off. And then Blondie comes out with this song. I don't remember what it was called, but there's a breakdown, and Debbie Harry, like, straight up raps some shit. And it's like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, if you weren't awesome before, like, you're a warrior now, you know what I mean? And it sounds cheesy by today's standards, but like at the time, like, fuck,
everything back then, like all of the rap back then sounded cheesy.
Oh
though.
yeah, totally. Yeah, it's
all very. I think anyone really in that era, if they had known about it, could have been a rapper.
Yeah, I think so. It's mostly talking and
every rhyme has your name in it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I want us to have rap names that we never do anything with, because that is the one genre of music I don't think I could pull off as a performer.
Oh, I definitely could, as long as I'm in my car.
Well, maybe I'll make
it's someone else's song.
I'll make the beats, and you do the raps.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
It going to be a problem that I'm just taking other people's verses?
Not at all.
And just saying them myself.
Let's see a number up there on the white-o-meter. Yep, that's a 10.
Yeah.
That's you and me. Yeah, that matches. Yep, thank you.
Well, I mean, that's okay now. Macklemore.
Well, that's good stuff. I like that stuff.
He blew up the rap game.
He blew the shit up. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a sample for you. Yeah.
I don't think you have to say it over and over for it to be a sample.
I keep pushing. The idea was I would just keep pushing the button. Mm-hmm. I'm imitating.
Gotcha.
This is art imitating life, and not life imitating art.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Gotcha. Deep times here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, welcome to our cocktail party here on Sushi Jackknife. We're talking deep subjects. We're talking beards. We're talking politics. We're talking religion. We're talking cocktails. We're talking ladies.
And I'll Nickelback is a large pile of crap.
Put another one up there.
There we go.
Yeah, that's 4. Just cows and Bibles in Kansas, isn't it?
Cows, Bibles, wheat. Intolerance. A healthy amount of intolerance. Fried foods.
Yeah.
Lots of fried foods.
A lack of evolution.
Mm-hmm. No evolution.
Never occurred in the border of Kansas.
Inside of Kansas, nothing has ever evolved. And nothing ever will.
I saw this water spout when I was a kid. We same grandmother. We lived with her for a while, and she lived near a lake. And we got down in the basement for this tornado warning, and I saw through the window that was in the basement had a little part that was above, you know what I mean, above ground,
right? And
there's this little window, and I saw the tornado like go across the lake and skip across. It was pretty intense. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Well, speaking of Kansas politics, this is way off topic.
Well, let's go there.
But since we're talking about politics, Before I say this, I want to confirm Colby Sledge
Yeah.
is a Democrat.
I'm.
Is he going to be
pretty
offended if I make
sure.
fun of a Republican
I don't
or Republicans
think
in general?
He
here?
seems pretty relaxed.
Okay. So
This is your Colby Sledge update.
No.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No,
Oh,
no, maybe
this
later.
is for him if he's listening.
Well, or any Republican. I came up with the best campaign motto for a Republican.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
For this situation, we'll pretend that I'm the Republican running for office, just so we have a name.
Okay.
Okay, so picture the ad, typical, what, blah, 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 we have to blah, 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 blah.
This is a TV ad.
Yeah. Then at the end, I pop up on the screen. Nathan Badley for House of Representatives. Are you afraid of change? So am I. Perfect Republican campaign.
That's great.
Everyone would vote for that person.
Yeah, people would be running into their television sets trying to vote for you.
I am afraid of change.
I am.
It's
On my life.
It's the opposite of Obama's last campaign.
Yeah, so
The complete opposite.
right. Change.
None of it. I promise
Right.
not one bit of change.
Everything. Actually, we're going to regress all the way back to the Reagan era.
That's true.
Boy, you would have some votes then.
I had a discussion about meditation
Oh, yeah.
this week.
Did you?
Now, have you ever meditated?
I have. Okay. Can I know you. Can I unpack that question for a little bit? Just for a moment?
Sure.
I have been trying to for a long time.
Okay.
I was interested in it like all the way back to like 15. Mm-hmm. I bought a book on Zen. It's sitting on my coffee table still. I've never read it cover to
I've
cover.
seen it.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty book.
Yeah.
Thank you, Discovery Channel store. Claps for you. So yeah, I used to try it a lot, and I still I actually do breathing almost every day. I don't have a set time for it. Well, I do breathe every day. Yes.
Like if someone just for some reason skipped ahead in the podcast because they were tired of hearing about Nickelback and landed right there.
6? Is that 6?
Yeah.
Put it up on the board.
And landed right there. They're a little bit confused as to why you're declaring that you breathe every day. Most days.
I mean, I take a sabbatical.
Right.
I accrue vacation breathing time.
Saturdays I hold my breath.
Yeah.
Just the whole day.
Well, that's why you're so weird on Sunday. No.
Yeah. lack of blood to the
brain.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not fun. So yeah, I do. Can I tell you what I do?
Yeah, go ahead.
I found this on the internet, and I think it's been adopted from Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Buddhist monk, Vietnamese Buddhist
Right.
monk. Great guy. I love his books. It's called the 10 Noble Breaths.
Okay.
All right, this is going to benefit everyone listening, I think. You breathe in and you breathe out, and you don't have to freak out about how you breathe. Just breathe.
Okay.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
I'm going to do this while you say it.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, all right.
Okay, so
I'll be your leader.
I'm not going to breathe onto the microphone, so
you're
just
gonna breathe
know
away
I'm
from
breathing.
Yeah, okay. Theater
People
of
listening.
mind. So, breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing out. I know I am breathing out. In. Out. Breathing in, my breath grows deep.
Am I supposed to breathe again
Yeah,
there?
you can breathe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
keep breathing.
Yeah. Breathing out, my breath grows slow. Deep. Slow. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Calm. Ease. Breathing in, I smile. Nice smile. Mm-hmm. Breathing out, I release. Smile. Release. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment.
I'm not sure how one dwells in the present
Well,
moment.
you
I'm
just
doing my best to dwell here.
Dwell, damn it. Breathing out, I know it is a wonderful moment. And then here we present moment. Wonderful moment. That's the 10 noble breaths.
I do feel more relaxed.
Do you feel? I do too, and I didn't even breathe.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the calming voice.
Yeah.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Sorry, guys.
We had to take a break. Justin over here, his face exploded multiple times.
Oh, yeah, it was bad. It was just horrible. And in between, I've had reconstructive surgery, and now I look much more like Mick Jagger.
He is a lot more considerate than I would be.
Yeah.
Like, I would have just sneezed right into the microphone. right in there. Just let everyone know, hey, my mucus is flying out of my head right now.
And you're going to hear it
at a high velocity.
It's going to be gross. Guys, I don't know why I keep... Every time it seems like we record lately, I have to sneeze like my face off, and like he said, my face off. Mm-hmm. And I just can't. Oh, it's
you know what you should
bugging
do?
Me. What?
Medical advice right here.
All right, Dr. Nathan.
Go to the Hobby Lobby or any place like that.
Is that medical?
Mm-hmm. Get pipe cleaners.
Oh.
Just clean it out up there. Just get it clean.
Oh, not that this is something anyone wants to hear about, but I actually have a pretty thorough and involved allergy routine every day. Mm-hmm. I have a little squirt bottle with the saline.
Oh, you do the neti pot thing?
I do the neti squirt.
Okay.
That's, yeah. And I do 2 nose sprays, a pill. There's a lot to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep this face from blowing up.
My I had a neti pot. I mean, I probably still have a neti pot. I don't know.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you have.
I could never get on board with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, and I know this isn't how it works. This isn't possible. But every time I put the water in my nose, I imagined it just going all the way back into my head and floating around my brain and then coming back out. I know that's not how my head works.
Right. It kind of feels like that sometimes.
But
yeah.
So that was always weird for me. Never.
Well, you never had your drain installed.
My head drain?
Your head drain. Yeah. I have one. You don't have one?
No.
Oh. See, I would think for you with your eyeball condition,
yeah.
Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go listen to all the episodes.
Yeah. Past episode. We'd rehash it, but you should just do the due diligence and go listen.
How hard
is
this?
Do the research.
How hard is this for you?
Lazy.
Oh, God.
They're the worst.
The absolute worst of the category.
Have you noticed we don't have any active listeners?
Oh, yeah.
Super.
I've noticed.
Super passive listeners.
Yep. Very passive. They're all sort of just hanging out.
Bunch of lazy babies.
I get the idea that...
I'm trying a new tactic.
Yeah.
If I verbally abuse
the listeners, yeah. It's great.
Kind of the tactic I had with the tarot card girl that I was dating earlier. If I verbally abuse our listening audience, there might be 1 person, 2 people who, they like verbal abuse.
Right. If you're looking for this is the place for you.
If you enjoy it, hey idiot.
Right.
Email us.
Yeah. sushijackknife@gmail.com.
Anyway.
And I'll do that bit. You get angry and I will give the pertinent information.
Bunch of idiots.
At Sushi Jackknife on Twitter.
What were we talking about before I started destroying people?
I don't know, but I did...
Oh, head snot. Head snot. That's it.
I've got the snacks.
Nah.
I used to have this deal with my friends as a kid, and I don't know why. We ate a lot of sugar. It was you buy... Okay, we're having a sleepover or a hangout fest. You purchase the chocolatey snacks.
Okay.
I'll purchase the fruitily snacks.
We'll see.
Sound like a deal?
I only want the fruity snacks.
You don't want the chocolatey snacks?
I mean, depending on what they are, I probably don't. Really.
We all know you don't want the mentally snacks.
No.
Well,
I mean,
shocking.
Unless it's gum.
Well, that's not really a snack.
Or
gum.
Toothpaste. Mouthwash.
Also, none of these are snacks.
What have I been doing at home, man?
I come over to your house and you just got a big mixing bowl full of toothpaste, gum, and mouthwash.
I like Crest on Ritz crackers.
Oh, is that why your mouth always smells so good?
Yeah. It's not the worst decision, if you want people to like you.
Maybe that's why
eat toothpaste.
Maybe that's why my dogs are so rapey towards you.
Yeah. They recognize how good my mouth smells.
Crest.
I come in. That guy's got a good smelling mouth.
By the way, guys, this episode is brought to you by Crest Mayonnaise, the only mint-filled mayonnaise in the world.
It's delicious.
I mean, you can eat it in a bowl.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Frequently.
I'm perfectly
It's replaced my regular bowl mayonnaise.
Yeah. Which we used to use a Hellman's bowl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you're using a Crest bowl.
Yeah. And I have a recipe I like to follow.
Okay.
You take 1 cup of mayonnaise.
Crest mayonnaise.
That's it.
That's the whole recipe.
Yeah.
You devour it as you see fit.
Yeah.
I think this was on last episode, but we said something. We were talking about Hellman's mayonnaise, and I said Hellman's mayonnaise is the only mayonnaise that gives a fuck.
Yeah.
I tweeted that to them this week.
And how did they feel about it?
No response. I know. I was
so
sad
they really don't.
They don't give any fucks. So Hellman's, if you're out there, if you're listening, Hellman's mayonnaise, the mayonnaise that couldn't give a fuck.
We're taking our mayonnaise business elsewhere.
I might become a blue plate man, but the most simple one that I've ever heard of is just focus on your breathing, just in and out. That's it.
And I'm good at that.
And if something else comes to mind, don't react in anger and try to push it away, because it's going to happen. Like, your mind is going to get distracted.
Right.
Because that's how they...
Like, I'll be sitting there breathing.
Yes.
And then thinking to myself, no, I kind of wish I had a mantra.
Yeah, exactly. Or, I wonder what that guy's mantra was.
That guy had a really cool mantra. Yeah. I don't even have a mantra.
I don't have a mantra. I'm at home. I'm sitting on my couch. And
I have to breathe.
There's nothing new on Stitcher. So, yeah, I mean, I think just the breathing, and you go from there. But so if you have a thought that interrupts, like you just put that thought on a little boat, and you just give it a little push, and it just goes away. It goes away from you.
Okay.
Or let's give it a space analogy.
Oh,
yeah.
I like this better.
You put that thought in a little space suit. You disconnect its line, and you just tap it, and it just floats away forever.
Can I put out the escape hatch
of your mind?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
The escape hatch of your mind.
Shove it out.
Yes,
escape hatch of the mind.
Yeah. So every time you meditate now, you are in the International Space Station of your mind.
Well, now I'm worried though that I'm not going to be able to breathe. You can't breathe in space. What if something goes wrong?
Well, no one can hear you scream.
No one can hear your mantra.
This is a very well-maintained space station in your mind.
Okay.
Yeah. This is primo. This is an American-made, Japanese-made.
Okay.
Okay. This is a Japanese-made, American-staffed space station.
I'm on board with this.
No ties to Russia or Germany. It's not murderous or inadequate.
I'd be okay with Germany being involved.
Okay,
it's going to be a very efficient space station.
It's a German-designed, Japanese-made, American-staffed space station. It is truly an international space station.
And Russia stays down on Earth and just looks up and goes, that must be nice.
They look up and go, someday. They don't meditate in Russia, I don't think.
No.
So they don't have a space station of the mind. No. Well, guys, let's go ahead and end this episode. Thanks for joining us this week on Sushi Jackknife.
We have better ideas now. We're done with this.
Bye. This is it. This is the last one. If you see something else come up in the feed, it wasn't us. It was Dan Aykroyd's Aliens. They put it there.
Classic Dan Aykroyd's Aliens.
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.
So on this giant slug planet, I can't get over this idea.
Giant slug planet.
I really... There's one musical slug, just one?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
And do his song for me
And he only plays it to torment the other slugs. Just boom, 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 boom.
His little sadistic musical slug is what he is?
Yeah, with a slug tuba.
Oh, that's a tuba.
Yeah.
I thought that was some sort of mouth noise. Do it again.
Well, I mean, it could be a mouth noise.
Well, no, do the tuba.
Boom, 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 boom.
That sound that I'm making, that's slugs moving.
Boom, boom. See? It's not good.
Just do it a little more.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Ah, it really sucks here.
By the way, the reason the tuba stopped, the tuba slug hates it. He was the one screaming that.
Yo.
Tuba slug hates the planet.
Tuba slug hates playing the tuba?
Yeah.
So why
they're all so miserable on this planet.
This is the worst place in the galaxy by far.
We'll ask Dan Aykroyd about it.
Oh, on the next
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.